Figured I would share this with everybody. What's going on? So we've been having a lake effect event here. The band itself has shifted completely westerly across almost the entire length of Lake Ontario. So you're staring out right now out towards the lake. This is the Genesee River and the mouth of it heading out into the lake. And I'm going to walk out here for a bit. Very dangerous. Something to not do on your own. Fix the title. All right, let me get my gloves on. Show everybody here. So look, I got my goggles on, and it looks so much brighter because they're yellow. I didn't realize. So I'm walking out right now. I'm gonna take a look. Ducks are just chilling. The waves usually get really, really big here at the lake. It's that whole bathtub effect. I think this lets me switch the orientation, right? You can hold it so much better when it's like this. Yeah, but I wanted to share this with everybody because this is not always a normal thing. So somewhat pretty rare. So I think it'd be worth sharing. I don't think I'm going to go all the way out to the end of the pier because of the extremely high winds that are going to be out there. I think I'll wind up losing my phone. I have a GoPro, but it's not the best one. And it's got to be different cameras. But I am. This is like the edge of the beach coming up here. Look at all the snow dunes, sand and snow. And what happens is the water breaks onto the. Ooh, yeah, I gotta hold on to my phone. All right, I think I got Kung Fu grip on this. So what happens is the I want to make sure my mic's on. Headphones. Okay. So what happens is the water breaks, it just builds up, creates these giant mountains of ice and snow, almost like glacial blocks, like ice blocks. So here it creates this damming and pooling. It's actually quite stunning to look. They make these little volcanoes. These are ice volcanoes, they're called. What happens is they build up on the water here. So over there is the edge of the beach. This is all technically, we're under or above the water right now. Like the beach ends probably about 30 to 40 feet that way. These are ice volcanoes. And you take a look, and sometimes they're all the way down, and they have a hole, and as like currents come in and stuff, it shoots water out the top. It's kind of cool. But yeah, it kind of looks like again like the North Pole or something like that. But look at all the from the waves and stuff, frozen solid. That's why it's somewhat see the water jumping through there. That's why I don't really want to get completely soaked. It's super icy. But you hear the wind picking up. It was like you didn't see any waves, and you start to hear the air start to move real strong. Boom. It seems like, so see the clouds here? So there we go. There's like the outer edge of the band. It looks like right now the band's actually shifting towards the south again, which is anticipated anyways for the evening time. So I really don't know how much more time I actually can be out here, but yeah, this is what I really wanted to walk out here, take a look, because this is a lot of people don't get to experience this ever in their lives, except if you live like in Greenland and Iceland, northern Canada, stuff like that. On the other side, there's a lot of people around the world that don't get to see these cool things. I am going to watch my step here because I saw what the splash zones are. I'm gonna keep my hand. I can hear the waves coming. Keep my hand on the rail because must be like a test. See the winds coming in. So see the wind shift here. Can't tell which way the snow is blowing. So it's shifted to the southeast. Right now, yeah, they're getting a wind shift, and the band is going to be settling back towards the coastline, towards me. As you can tell, within a matter of minutes, the winds have definitely picked up. I would say definitely more of the winds are definitely out of the southwest than they have been out of the west. You can tell too with the, oh wow, it's moving real quick. Here comes a good wave. Here comes a good one. Here comes a good one. Here comes a good one. There it is. Yeah, there's snow back there. I can see it starting to come now. Yeah, over there, it's already coming down. Let's see how much it's already taking over. Wow. I love these lakes. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah! I used to love doing this too, and I used to live on the coast in New York City. I used to live on Rockaway Beach, and I used to just in the wintertime go out on the raft jetties and used to have all these big giant ice things set up. But that's all just ice. There's no rocks ever there or anything. It's just ice buildup. All right. Yeah, it's definitely shifting. This is more of an impromptu video, but I figured while I was here, I could take advantage of it. Some of the waves, man, the curling breakers. A lot of people, Lake Erie especially, you can do some cool windsurfing and stuff. Regular surfing as well. Okay, so you can see the dark spot there, right there. It's a pretty heavy banding. I wouldn't be surprised for any water spouts, anything of that nature could definitely be. Woo! Whip around in there. You do sometimes see them pop up. But they are quick. There has to be some sort of warm, real true warm connection from the top, mid-levels. Look at that. This way though. Look at the waves swelling and breaking. Magnificent. Man, only one person that saw this. You're very lucky. I can feel this. This way now. This definitely, you don't get like the wind pattern blowing in this way normally. It makes the waves come up. Ooh. So something's making the wind go boom and boom. So something's trying to have a little bit of an inflow. It's probably either a squall. It's probably that's what that dark spot is there. Is a little squall that's been splurted off of the band, and it's probably heading this way because that looks like inflow kind of going somewhere. Because if you notice, just a few minutes ago, the wind was going the other way. That's inflow. So I'm going to actually back up and start heading out. That is not the wind I want to see right now. I mean, like the extreme rarity of a big, violent squall is 10% probably, but in the event that it is one, because I'm looking at it and it's moving pretty fast, and if it were to shoot off coming down towards the southwest, we're technically right on the inflow spot. So I don't know, just makes sense, dynamically speaking. I'm gonna back up. I think I'm good. It's like this, if we didn't have technology, didn't know half of the things we know now, right? I would think that's a monster out there. But yeah, that's moving in pretty quickly. You can see the clouds have really kind of moved in now too. I tell you what though, tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a good rumble of thunder or two somewhere within New York State. I mean, this band has been cooking pretty well. In fact, I want to flip this over. See the wind difference? It's a complete difference from just moving 100 and something feet. Just gonna look at the radar quickly. Yep. It's interesting. The band is kind of loosened up. Really tight band over Buffalo as well. Let me tell you, I was right on the money. So anybody who is viewing this, if you look at the radar at this time, you'll see it. That the shift in the snowband moving across the lake is kind of shifting down more this way. Holy snowdrift. So it's a good thing I moved because, to be honest, it's probably going to stay more across. They might do a quick shift down here, and then when it starts shifting northerly again, the outer portion of it will kind of break off and become like a little squall and just kind of do its thing as it moves around and then dies out after it just runs out of energy. But just tuning in, cowardly running away from the ice now and the big giant snowcanos, ice volcanoes as they call them. Then did a whole news article recently about that. Thought it was awesome. That's where I learned about it. But yeah, it's definitely, judging from the radar after looking at it, nice big shift. Definite nice big shift. My. What's up with these doggies? What's going on, dogs? Look at this. Hey, dogs. Dive on out of there. Whose dogs are those? What the hell? Someone lost their dogs. However, they're very defensive. I was trying to help them, but they started to come kind of at me. So, never dealt with that before. Definitely biffed, but it was half of it was for fun. Yeah. I don't know whose dogs those are, but very concerned. Only because of that. Woo! I'm only concerned because it's freezing outside, and those dogs look like that they're almost trying to communicate, and I tried to go up to them. And I biffed hard though, because not gonna lie, I'm very tasty. I'm not scared of dogs. I have my own, but that was the main thing. I don't want them smelling me and then I'm gonna follow me. I need that shit stuff right now. Whew. Yeah, so I looked at it, and the squall line's definitely cutting off from the main band. Whew, that was fun. Let me tell you. So we might have some good lake effect later on. See, I beefed into the snow. Whoever was watching and saw that must have had a good laugh. I hope they clipped that, make it viral. That was funny. But to be honest with you, I had to jump over that snow mound because the dogs couldn't do it. But yeah, yes, that snowband is definitely moving more southerly now. We're on a 2 day lake effect snow warning, so we're supposed to have more of a pattern shift to the south anyways coming over the next day. So have more updates soon. I'm gonna flip this over. People could take a look to see how much snow we've had around in the area so far. I'm gonna drive back here, so might as well share that too. Yeah, I'm really concerned about those dogs though. It's cold out, and I don't know. It seemed like almost those dogs are trying to get attention. However, it could be police dogs too that are just around the area. I don't really. I'm trying to make myself, I guess, feel better about that. I wish it wasn't winter so I could use the restroom there. But unfortunately, it is what it is. Now, you guys can take a look to see how much snow is down here. It's probably about like 9 inches, 10 inches in total. You know, a lot of the snow drifts definitely make it seem a lot different. But I'll take you guys on a drive up on the coast here on Edgemere Drive and Lake Ave here. Just ignore my door. I think if I give it a push, it might stop. Because it's frozen, and I tried opening it. It wouldn't. I tried closing it. So here we go. There are those dogs. See the dogs right there? They're running around. I'm really concerned. Oh man. Yo. Okay. I might call the police right now, only because they might be able to do something, or go down to the police station really quick. Yeah, because those are two kind of beautiful dogs. One's a German Shepherd, the other one's a Great Dane, and uh, they're running around because I think, I know dogs. It seems like the dog that's not like a guard dog going around. I thought it was at first, like the police might have had some sort of police dogs going around because there is some strange activity that happens in these areas. I think I'm gonna go because, dang, very, very concerned. I'm a dog owner and a dog lover. I'm sorry, I can't. It looks like a. Look, there's the other one. Oh, okay. They just run around. I don't know. I hope that that's like their spot. It's so cold out for dogs to be out like that. The German Shepherd, I mean, yeah, great, but the Great Dane, please just tell me that that's their spot. And they're just being dogs going around. Regardless, though, I mean, they really can't be doing that because, one, they're running around the entire area across main roads, and they're running around going up to people. Like, and I'm the idiot who's trying to think I could. Well, the only reason I knew I could somewhat outrun it was because of the snow mountain. I knew it was gonna probably be a disaster, but you know what? It did get them to stop because they can't maneuver through that, especially the Dane. But I just, someone to leave me a comment, please. Just message anything so I can know what you would do in this situation at this point, because I don't, you know, I'm gonna try to do the same route again anyways here. If I see them again running around, then it's a problem. But I don't want to be a Karen. But at the same time, I'm a dog owner. I saw a dog running around. No, that guy's just smoking crack. Oh my God, that's so funny. Holy shit, that was funny. I thought that guy maybe been looking for the dogs, and I looked over, that guy was hitting a crack step. Oh my, that is just too funny. My God, I'm so glad probably you guys didn't see that. But bleep that out later. Because ain't that some stuff right there? And I'm really hoping that those dogs, that was their spot. Because It looked like it was. Just a little concerned because, one, again, dog owner, I have two beautiful dogs that I love very, very much. Two, you know, if it was my dogs who were loose and I was looking for them and I was the person who stumbled upon those dogs, you know, definitely would, hopefully, would want someone to, you know, be a good Samaritan. However, you know, that good Samaritan stuff is pretty much dead nowadays, I feel like. We've gotten a lot of snowfall so far. Definitely a lot of snow. I definitely hoping one of the bands do shift more. There's a giant snowband, which I'm very surprised off of Lake Erie, but it's off of it's originating more off of the southern portion of Lake Erie's lake, and you know the more northern portion is pretty much frozen. You know, it's not all the way frozen. I was having a debate with some people in school about how much it really can actually get really frozen. It is a very shallow lake. I think it's, I don't know, 55 or 60 depth, maybe. Nothing really crazy. Deep, that is. Lake Ontario is very deep. Lake Superior is like an ocean. The lake is to the right, on your left, really, and then to the right is the Braddock's Bay. A couple bays here. It's a lot of different bays now. It's a fun little road, Edgemere. Very nice houses. This is your captain speaking. If you look to your right and left, you will see some very nice houses. People are finally getting dug out here. Over. On a real note, though. Yeah. You know, definitely the band's starting to, I think, loosen up a little bit, and it's shifting. Probably different, you know, a little bit of shift in the wind patterns right now too. I haven't really looked at to see how much of a variance off of the models that the storm took in its real track, but when I get home, I am going to take a look at that. Just a lot of homework to do still. Been working through it today. And to your left, you will see the Water Pump Authority, or Monroe, pumping the lake water out to give to the people. Woo. Crazy drifts. Oh man, people are just trying to dig themselves out still. Got 2 more days of this. Really want to go to class. I'm really mad they canceled class today because, to be honest with you, I wanted to get a couple streams up, some forecast streams, and then just some. I have a big update actually from if anyone checked out the episode of The Cube last week. Me and my classmate Elise and I actually had a very great conversation. We were talking a little bit about the USAID that's recently been talked about throughout. Oh wow, they have what do you call it, closed down? The road. Oh, I see why. Because of the waves and stuff. That's a very thin. So that road right there is very, very thin. It goes right across where that little bay is, and then the lake is right there. Very thin, narrow piece of land. And when it gets like this, the roads are almost impossible to cross through. It's a very nice road, though. So, like I was saying, though, we were talking about USAID, and a lot of my professors are very concerned about the recent uh, closures of some of the products that were available through the NOAA website. I have to talk over the loud beeping from my door. And so what I have found out is that the USAID has been linked with NOAA, and they have a link directly on there, and that's what we found out last week. And I have a huge, huge update that I did a little bit further research and diving into, and heard some updates over the weekend. Uh, and I'm going to be sharing that whenever the heck I do get back into the campus. So hopefully that is tomorrow, because it is very, very exciting. And I will be sharing that on this channel, on the Weather World CC, and then also my What's Going On IRL channel, because it's definitely something that is a topical political what do you call it? Hot topic right now is the word I guess I'm looking for. That's all about. Wow, that's a big gust of wind. So yeah, stay tuned and check that out tomorrow. But it's nice to get a little relief from the snow. I think we're supposed to be getting a whole nother push now a little bit. That's been the best recipe for snow. So mainly the kind of cardinal rule is a 15 to like 17 degrees Celsius difference between the 850 like millibar layer, so roughly about 1 kilometer or two up, between that. Then also having that difference between that and then like the lake water at the bottom, and get a good wind going in a certain direction, and the convection starts. And then what really helps keep those bands alive is because the clouds themselves, you can't really tell while it's snowing, but they're so thin. They're really, really not. They're just stratiform clouds that are just got a convective nature to them because of you got heat on the top from the sun hitting the cloud tops. Then you got the warm water on the bottom, and then you got this cold middle dam area that is just constantly churning and circulating, and it's trying to reach some sort of stability and regulate, basically just trying to put itself into a stable condition. But what happens is because of the winds, and until the winds either shift, die down, whatever the case may be, sun disappears. But the problem is the sun charges throughout the daytime. So nighttime, that's why usually after like the evening, you get a strong band or two. Then you get a break if you have these events between like 1 a.m. to like 3 or 4 a.m. until the sun comes up. But then after that, it's once again all bets kind of are off again. Sun comes up because we are in high pressure, mind you. People, we are in a very, very strong, actually significantly strong high pressure at the moment. We'll be like this for a couple more days. So that's what's bringing a lot of that cold Arctic air down from the north. And that is also helping circulate a lot of the moisture off of the lakes and bringing it back down. I think the pattern is going to change around Wednesday, Thursday. And pattern changes just slightly. I think we get 2 more rounds of some storms. I think we get like an outer edge of just one storm, nothing too crazy and big. Then we definitely are going to get hit with something I think a little bit more significant when then things I think start to calm down. But we definitely are having the best winter here that we've had in 4 or 5 years. I mean, I moved back up here for 4 years ago from the city, and before that, we didn't have, we barely had winters up here, and it's definitely a good thing. Be a lot more green foliage this year. Should bring down some of the temperatures. Last summer we were running a huge fire risk throughout the beginning of the semester of like the fall, and throughout like the late summer, the beginning of the fall and the late summertime, because we didn't have much precipitation during the winter, and that is pretty much a big key component to keeping a lot of the fires, fire season more at bay. I you know, for California, it's a little different because of their location, and they get, Santa Ana winds. Uh, you know, they have a lot of woods, but we have a lot of woods here too. And believe it or not, we have forest fires in New York State, New Jersey every year. I think New Jersey is like the #1 state for forest fires on the East Coast. Pretty sure on that. But the snowfall total is amount around the entire state right now. I don't think there's an area that doesn't have at least 6 inches of snow. Some places definitely have a lot more ice coverage on their, by just in general. The freezing precipitation when I was yesterday in the Finger Lakes working was pretty substantial in comparison to where I live, which is only 30 miles away. And so substantially different that, 3/10 I would easily say of a difference. When I do these things, I'm definitely going to start probably carrying a toolkit so I can actually do live measurements and stuff. Hopefully I can get some viewership growing on this too, because I have other people learning with me, and being able to then spread the word to other people who are in the area, because, that's kind of want to create this as a service, and being able to bring some truth to what's going on in the weather currently, and also keeping people safe is the main purpose, because bottom line is I feel like some people will still go out, travel, and adventure if they don't actually see it on a video or an IRL. Take it for granted. Take meteorologists sometimes as, they cry wolf. We're just forecasters. We're just taking percentages and probabilities and different types of statistical probabilities through algorithms and derivations that we have created to help explain the atmosphere, be able to give us these models that can work off of such a quick time. And people need to understand the dawn of the age of the computer is beautiful. Otherwise, we would need to hire a lot more meteorologists just to do any sort of one-day forecast model prediction. It's quite funny. So here in Oswego, though, Syracuse, Fulton area, I know that the band that's been shooting out that way, and also through Watertown, it's got so much energy that it's able to push itself basically across the Tug Hill Plateau, and I think basically it extends to the area, and even maybe into Vermont. So a lot of the energy behind it. I wish we actually had, and maybe a good topic of discussion, a way to actually put a measurement of like energy into the snow bands that can actually calculate kind of like CAPE. So like we have something called CAPE, which is convective available potential energy, and basically just kind of gives us an idea of how much potential energy an environment has reserved for basically to create a thunderstorm, supercell. It basically just gives us an idea of how much stability is in the atmosphere, instability is in the atmosphere. And we base a lot of different calculations and forecasting tools off of that. So I wish they had something like that instead of like, convective available potential energy, something like maybe Snape. I don't know. No, no. How about Leap? No, wait. LaPay. Late. That I don't know. I'm just trying to think of some sort of acronym that would have lake effect. Lake effect potential energy. LaPay. What's the LaPay reading? LaPay. LaPay. But yeah, I mean it's pretty much winter's here. You know, I don't know why we go off of a groundhog and an animal to tell us if there's 6 more weeks of winter or winter is going to be longer, right? I don't know. I just 6 more weeks of winter from when the Groundhog's Day is basically up until spring. We're not going to have an early spring because winter started late. To be honest with you, I think a lot of our seasons are kind of shifting just a little bit, where our summers, everything kind of starts a little bit later in the season, and then also ends a little bit later because it's just shifted a little bit. I bet you there's a way I could actually do some research and come back to you on that, whether that's proven. We could just look at some climatological data one day and boom. But yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, I am hopefully hoping that there's later on going to be some sort of lake effect bands, and if there is, I will be hopping on later. Don't forget to miss that one, or I should say don't forget to miss, but tune in for that and to see if that is going to be happening later. Be sure, people who are tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on X, Charles Clatton, or on my Rumble page, my Rumble and YouTube, and that is Weatherworld CC. Again, Weatherworld CC, and you'll get all different types of forecasts, outlooks. I do a synoptic forecast breakdown per week. Do have a weekly podcast. Unfortunately, I'm trying to find time because Thursday I have a little scheduling snafu with work and conflict. So the conflict between work, I told I had to pick up my boss's shift so he could do electrician training or something. He wants to do an apprenticeship, so which I don't blame him. No one wants to, LA's a great money hustle, but unless he really wants to go corporate and do more of that, I get it. So, but I get it, car. All right. Just kidding. Whew. He works really well now. It's great. All right. Thanks for tuning in, though. Appreciate it. Share this with everyone. Like and subscribe to my channels, because I really appreciate the support. Because also, if you're tuning in on X, in a couple days, I'm probably just going to be doing between the two channels. I'm going to be trying to also expand onto another platform as well. Haven't really decided yet which one, but good new things to come. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.